First time I actually stepped into the place, as far as I can recall, was to the book fair. I was in my secondary school, I think lower secondary. Basically, I think the Victoria Theatre and the concert hall, the whole facade, the whole building itself, is a very good representation of the neoclassical style building that is very prevalent during the 19th century and early 20th century Singapore.
How do we link that memory, as I said, the 50s theatre in this renovation where we have a new interior? It's important that we are able to introduce uses that is compatible with the time, yeah? and make them work properly and efficiently.
I think it was very timely because the hall was falling apart. The toilets were terrible. And, it's just the whole thing was quite dreary. So it was time for refurbishment.
If you go into the atrium now, you can see the concert hall side, but all the theatre side was demolished in the 50s. We have reinterpreted the facade. Last time it's all bricks, and in this case we have concrete columns. And all this cladding that you see here is actually precast. You see the lines and incision become a more modern interpretation. In the 50s, they rebuilt this theatre. Of course, the National Art Council, as a client, they understand this. So they agree that the theatre size be sort of reduced back to about the 600-seat theatre. By so doing, we can pull back the space from the courtyard space.
If I remember correctly, there was no real foyer. Now, in between the two buildings, they've sort of put a glass roof, so it's a very nice walk through now. As I said, aesthetically it's just more beautiful. This concert hall used to be called Victoria Memorial Hall. Well, in the 1980s, I remember I did a lot of concertos here with the orchestra. A lot of the musicians would bring their children so that they would be maybe eating their McDonald's burgers and drawing or something like that. So it was more like a family atmosphere backstage.
On the concert hall side, as you can see, the building wasn't rebuilt like this theatre. Here, of course, the priority is to bring it up to good standard. So you see these are original chairs, right? It's a British make. The sit back cladding this space that we created to get a sense of this connection back to the past. In the late 70s, early 80s, they built a balcony, and the balcony is supported by many columns. So our objective is to remove the column, clear out the space as much as possible.
There were some problems with the acoustics of the hall. Due to the renovation, they used some different materials for the balcony, and I think everything sounded a little bit too boomy in the beginning. They've now replaced a very thin carpet on the floor, and I think that has helped a lot. So it's getting better. It always takes time to tweak the acoustics in a hall after it's built.
These moldings, they're very intricate. So in the restoration process, we need to strip out the whole paint layers by layers. So there are a team of skilled craftsmen, and most of them actually are from India. So it took a long time to do this, especially all the moldings and motifs, the leaves and flowers on the columns. So
aesthetically, it's so much nicer with new seats and a new backstage area.
The facade, I think, is looks about the same as far as I can recall. You know, the clock tower still looks like the clock tower. The tall pillars, what you call the facade here, there, triangular piece at the top, the tympanum. That was very beautiful. Okay, the seats are much more comfortable. The fact that the Victoria Theatre is the oldest performing venue in Singapore makes watching any performance there much more enjoyable.
This is a building that existed a long, long time. And it's sort of, people grew up with the memory of this building. So there's always this bridge to the past. That's how we came about. So maybe in 50 years' time, or maybe, who knows, 30 years, 20 years, there may be another round of this kind of renovation. So 100 years from now, we're still, yes, this is how we came through history.